Hello there, AGP here, aka Aurora Guinevere Price, and I'm here with the new episode of the You&A for our vlog. Today I'm not doing with the webcam because it's just been kind of a crazy day, and yeah, I don't really feel like doing the webcam today. It's just, I have a lot of stuff going on that I need to get done, and it's just extra editing that I really don't have time for at the moment. So, I have a question that is going to be the only question for today because I have a lot of answers to it. What is the strangest thing you've ever done in your life? Well, there are a few. One from childhood is I'm an extremely picky eater, have been since I was, born. So, of course, my parents taught me the trick of just eat it with ketchup. Now, I used to be picky about everything. I used to not even eat hamburgers as a kid. I just thought hamburgers were the most disgusting thing on earth. And then, finally I ate one and, of course, I absolutely loved it. I've never had a thing against potatoes, though. I've always loved potatoes. But, so I ended up starting this thing that lasted up until I was about 11 or 12. And, I used to eat my chocolate chip cookies with ketchup. Yeah, tasted pretty good too. But it wasn't just any chocolate chip cookie. It was the Carl's Jr. chocolate chip cookie. That was the only one I'd eat ketchup with. But yeah, used to do that for a long time until I went there with my family and one of my friends. And we got our cookies, and I was about to dip the chocolate chip cookie in the ketchup. And it was either my dad or my mom came up and was like, no, stop that. And ever since, I have not eaten ketchup on my chocolate chip cookie. I don't know if I would ever go back to doing that. Probably not, because now that I think about it, it probably tasted pretty gross. Other weird food that I've eaten, although this probably doesn't count because this was when I was really little and didn't know any better, but it's still kind of funny. We used to have a dog, and her food bowl was outside, and she had the dog food that looked like the Cocoa Puffs, and so I would get really jealous because I loved me some Cocoa Puffs, and I never got Cocoa Puffs, so I was really upset that the dog would get Cocoa Puffs, but I wouldn't, so I would sneak out into the backyard, and I'd steal some of her food, and then walk back inside. I just always thought that they were funny tasting Cocoa Puffs. I never actually realized that it was in fact dog food. I was just kind of an idiot child. And yeah. So that happened quite a few times. On the more serious side, I don't know if this would count as strange, maybe uncommon. I don't know, because it's not something that I hear a lot of people doing, but it's something that I know I thought about a lot, is if you see something hit in the road, I mean, what do you do if it's still moving? Do you go and, rescue it? What do you do? And I even had a dream once where we were driving along the road and I saw, a cat had been hit, so I yelled at my parents to stop the car, jumped out, ran after that poor little kitty. And, September of 2012, so just over a year ago, I guess. I don't know, I'm bad at math. I was driving on my way to school, and I didn't even turn the corner onto the next street from my street where I live, and in the road was a cat that had been hit. And as I drove by, I noticed that it was still breathing. So I pulled the car over, and of course, I didn't have my phone because my phone was at home charging and there was no way for me to contact anyone. So I basically just stayed with the cat and tried to keep it from violently thrashing around. And it was probably one of the more sadder experiences of my life because I couldn't leave it. And, a while later, a police car did show up. It was one of the animal control cars, I believe, and because someone who lived in the house in front of where the cat was hit had called a friend to call someone else and have them come out, and so they'd come out, and my dad and my sister happened to drive by, and they came out, and but yeah, I got to sit there and comfort a kitty while it was dying. It was a really hard experience. You know, I know some people, I hope that people aren't going to be mean and say, oh my gosh, it was just a cat. But, you know, being able to be there for something, you know, dying is never a fun thing. Come on, it's dying. But while it was hard for me to watch something die, because if anyone doesn't know, I love cats. Anytime I see a dead cat in the road, I pretty much just start bawling. So I'm very happy that I was able to be there for that kitty, because I think I would be really scared to die alone. I wouldn't want to die alone, but that's just me. So I don't know if that counts as strange or not. Definitely not something that I've ever heard other people say that they've done, so I guess that kind of counts as strange. But those are my strange things for the day. I'm sure that I will have a huge list of more stuff to come in the future. But anyway, so thank you for listening. If you want to send in your questions, you can comment to this video, other vlog videos, or send me a message on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, what have you, whatever you are most comfortable with. You can ask me. You can also send in suggestions for the discussion bowl. Hopefully I'll have some guests for that in the future. Oh, that'd be so cool. And yeah, so thank you for watching. This has been AGP, aka Aurora Guinevere Price. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.